Okay, so we're going to talk Biurim in the Hagadah. So we discuss a different way. We discuss the shaylos of the Manishtana. What are the shaylos? So the next shaylos, Taki, where are the answers? Where are the answers to the shaylos?
The shaylos is what are the answers?
It's not so clear. We got Avodim Hayinu, but where do we actually answer all the questions from the Manishtana? So a lot of the Rishonim say that Avodim Hayinu is the actual shaylos, is the answer to all the shaylos. That's the answer to the shaylos of the Manishtana. It's not so clear, but the answer is the Teich because Avodim Hayinu became Bnei Chayim, became freed. That's why we do everything. That's why we eat matzah, we do masubin. So this is the Orchos Chaim says this in the first Maramakim. He says Avodim Hayinu. Where's the answer? He says Pirush. Now we're answering the children. Sheshalom Manishtana. They answer the Manishtana. Ki Avodim Hayinu, because we were slaves. Al Kain anu eichli matzah maror, and this is why we eat the matzah maror to remember the hearts of the tzoros that we had. Kasha achlu aviseinu, just like they did. V'chayavin anu lamid behaseido, and also we're chayav to sit recline derech chedus as a free person. Derech she'andu aviseinu kish haitziyam hakadosh baruch hu misham b'yad chazako. Just like our parents were like Nekhidim, they went out of Mitzrayim. So too we do the same thing. So this is the most pashut way of saying. A lot of the Rishonim say this, that the answer to the Manishtana is on Avodim Hayinu, because you're free. That's why we do everything. That's why we do all these things, because we were set free.
What's wrong with saying that's the beginning of all the answers?
But where else do the answers happen? First of all, the answer should be right after the question.
So he starts out.
And where do we finish it?
This is,
but where do we take chase? Where do we actually?
You mean one by one? You mean what's the?
We ask four questions.
What are the individual answers?
Yeah, we ask four questions, and we don't have any clear answers in the Hagadah. We start talking about Avodim Hayinu, and where do we actually answer their questions?
But the answer is not because we were set free, because we were Avodim.
But we don't take place. There aren't any clear answers.
I'm saying you said set free.
Right, yeah. So according to the Summershin, the Orchos Chaim says, it's not clear in the Hagadah. Because of Avodim Hayinu, that's why we do all these things, but it's not clear.
Right.
And the Shibuli Haleket has I think I might have brought this down a different way. I think I might have brought this before. He says, I know we do have clear answers to all the shaylos. Just we don't get all the answers right away. The first question we answer Avodim Hayinu was Mesubin. Why are we sitting reclined like rich people and like kings? He says that's because Avodim Hayinu, we were slaves, and the Eibusher took us out. Now we're Bnei Chayim. So Avodim Hayinu is the answer to the question of Mesubin. Why are we sitting Mesubin? Because we're Bnei Chayim. The Eibusher took us out of Mitzrayim. But it's not answering the other questions.
So we start from the bottom up.
Right. So he says this answers in the kud of all the shaylos. We're Bnei Chayim. What about matzah, maror? That we answer later at the end of the Hagadah. Matzah zusha oichlim al shema. That we answer at the end. So it's we get different parts of the Hagadah. We have different we at different stages we address different questions. This is in the second Maramakim. He says He says another question. The last question we ask is our haseva and the leaning hatzich l'chol ilu hashaylos. And this is very important to understanding all the questions. And this is the first question we answer. Why do we lean? This is only an answer for why we are reclining. Why we went out of slavery to freedom. And this time we recline. It's a simon that we're free people.
Who wrote that?
And since this shayla of Mesubin is in the kudah to all the other shaylas that were Bnei Chayim, therefore we give this answer first.
Who wrote that?
I'm not sure. I think there were different stages. I'm not sure.
It's not the entry case of the Gdola, and like everything else.
What they did. What they said.
I'm saying, they did all the types and everything that we do, we do because of that.
Not sure. He goes on, where are the answers to other shaylas? He says, "V'tshuvas hashaylas achiris." The answer to other shaylas Safe Hagadah, we see at the end, we see Rabbi Gamliel Hayomer Kol Shalei Omar Shleisha Dvarim Eilu BePesach LaYotzei Dei Chivasei Pesach Masa Marim. Whoever didn't say these three things are not Yitzeh. Mefarsh v'Hilachin explains. Pesach shayu obviously no eichlim bisman shbeis mikdash shayu kaim al shuma because they took out because we went out of Mitzrayim so quick. So that's the answer to the shayla matzah. The chayin murder. Why do we murder? Because why murder is chayim. So at the end of these shaylas, the answer to these shaylas we only have at the end of the Hagadah. What about the shayla of Einan of Matbilin? We don't have an answer to the shayla of Matbilin. Why do we do it? See, says Taka, there's no real answer to Matbilin. Matbilin is just like Mios Atinikas. Just making that shayla. So that's Taka, we don't have an answer to the shayla. Now he says in the third paragraph, he says, V'tam Hashem Hashnei Tibulim Asher Shal Ein tzarich l'seis tam leitam. You don't need to give him an answer. Ki hu mevin, he'll understand. Ki mitnei zen, he's eider lisha. And realize the whole reason why he decided to answer shaylas is because he saw us doing the tivul. Ukeshishon is bar leitam. And once he asked, he realized that this is just.
This is very, very smart and polished. Like the Rebbe always used to.
So he says, so the shayla Matvilin, we don't really need to give an answer. And the shayla, according to this pshat, is why don't we give the answer to all the questions right away? First, we give the answer to Mesubin, and then the other answers we only answer at the end. So I wrote down the name of the Sefer Zeicha Yesef because we want to keep his attention. We don't want to give him all the answers right away, and then he's going to space out. You give him one answer, and then the rest wait until the end. The rest will wait until the end. There's Hagadah Maisei Hashem from Eliezer Hashem, written by, I'm not sure, I don't know too much about him, Eliezer Ashkenazi. He says that we do have an answer to Matbilin. He says, how do I have an answer to Matbilin? He says, what's Matbilin? Matbilin is a derech chedus. The rich people, they used to have lots of dips and even appetizers. Before they started the meal, they would have all the appetizers. So when we say Avodim Hayinu l'parei b'Mitzrayim, it's not only an answer to Mesubin, why are we sitting reclined like rich people and like rich people. It's also an answer why are we doing the dips, because also we went out, we just got freed, and therefore we're having all these dips before we start the Suda, just like rich people. We're having all these appetizers.
They don't dip more.
It's an appetizer. It makes you hungry, you know?
I'm all in.
It's an appetizer, no? It makes you hungry.
They don't dip more and eat it.
Tapas is also a dip.
Yeah, why not? That you can say maybe.
It's the concept. No, it's the concept. That was schleifen zum Essen. It's the concept of doing things on the way because the rich people had time to. They weren't starving.
So that's one beer. That's the second beer where you have the answers for the shaylas. Maisa Nissim from the Yaakov Melissa, he also wrote the Chavas Das and the Nesivos HaMishpat. So he says that Taka, there is why is no clear answer? Because there's Taka isn't, because who's asking the shayla? It's who's asking the shayla? Children and Froyim. He said that they're saying they're gonna have a hard time understanding the shaylas. The Tinekis and Menashe were asking them to understand. They're not going to understand the reason of the mitzvahs. You can't explain it to them. So what do you tell them? You tell them it has to be the Kabbalah Sel. Avodim Hayinu l'parei b'Mitzrayim. Just like when you're Avodim l'parei b'Mitzrayim, you did what he said without asking shaylos. So too now you're the Evid of the should do what he says without asking shaylos.
Don't tell that to the wife.
He says, so this is in number 3, he says, how is this an answer to all the shaylos that you asked? It's mashma that this answer answers all the questions. It says, and to answer this shayla, Nemar, it's mainly for the women and the children, and they can't understand some of the reason for the mitzvahs. Besides the fact that most of the mitzvahs Itaki can't understand them, they should then tell us the reason. Therefore, the Magid who wrote the Mishnah gave us to pick this answer. The Torah says, it answers the questions for all the mitzvahs. The hobby is saying Avodim l'parei b'Vadei mekayim mitzvahs parei v'gzeiros of Ashlei ha'nuyeidim tami advarim. Just like when we are Avodim to parei b'Mitzrayim, we did everything he said even though we didn't understand. So too now the Eibusher took us out in Mitzrayim, we're his Avodim, so we have to do what he says without asking shaylos. So this is.
That's like a flip thing, because on the one hand you package conscious, and on the other hand We do all these things so that you should ask questions. Most of the time,
So you make the whole Avodah, ask kashas, then you say, why asking kashas?
there's no answer.
So this
Yeah,
is,
but the Tinnik is happy with the answer.
Huh?
The Tinnik is happy with the answer. And he's, satisfied. He's the one who's asking, and he's the one that the Maggid is spoken to. Not being spoken to the Chacham around the table.
uh-huh. So this is nice of the view of the nice in this. It's a fourth shot from the Barbanel. His Hagadah is called Zevach Pesach. He says that what's the Shaila of the Manishtana? The Shaila of the Manishtana isn't why are we eating matzah and why are we eating butter. The Shaila is why are we going back and forth? On one hand, we're doing things which are zeicher l'shibud to remember the tzaros that we had, and then we're doing things which are zeicher to the chedus, to the freedom that we had. Why are we jumping back and forth? We eat matzah, which is zeicher l'chedus, which is zeicher to the shibud that we didn't eat normal food, and then we do mesubin, which we're rich people. On the other hand, we do maror, which is zeicher to the shibud, and on the other hand, we're doing the tibble, which is zeicher to chedus. It's like rich people; they have lots of appetizers. See, so this is the Barbanel's pshat in the Shilas. Says the Shilas aren't on the etzem inyanim. Why do we do it? And he says, and this the question is why are we jumping back and forth? He says this we take an answer perfectly in the Manishta in the Avodim Hayinu. Avodim Hayinu says both things. On one hand, Avodim Hayinu lepari b'Mitzrayim. First, on this night, we were still Avodim to pari Mitzrayim. That's why we do the morer and the matzah, which is zeicher to the shibur. But on the other hand, also Hitziyanu Kadosh Baruch Hu Misham. The Eivisher also took us out, so that's why you also want to remember the chedus. So he says this is really the shayla. So we're talking about answering to clear out why do we do the matzah, why do the matzah in the marah? Because that's not the ikar shayla. The ikar shayla is why are we doing on one hand chedus, on one hand shibud. We're jumping back and forth. So this is number 4. He says Avodim Hayinu. He says Zehi tshuva shaylas manishtana. Why? How? Ki lefisha shol hashoyel lama b'layla hazeh nasa dvorim moidim al ha'avdos dvorim moidim al chedus. So really, he explained earlier more about ichos that we're doing side things which are zeicher to the avdos and side things which are zeicher to the chedus. So the person's getting a bit confused. So therefore, haisa tshuvasi shebelayla hazeh avodim hayinu lepari b'mitzrayim. So therefore, this is what we answer. On one hand, tonight we are avodim hayinu lepari b'mitzrayim. And therefore we do things which are zeicher to the avdos. But on the other hand also, the Eivisher also took us out of Mitzrayim. We became freed. Therefore we do things that show on our freedom. That's why it doesn't explain Taich's glories why we do Mara because they made our lives bitter. And kilei basis tam the mitzvah samara. We're not. That wasn't the question. Why are we doing mara? Rather, the question is only why are we doing opposite things. And now we take an answer why we're doing opposites because both opposites happened tonight. We were avodim and we also came to Bnei Chedim.
So he just a new shot in Manishtana.
Yeah.
Not why you're doing this, but why you're doing the opposite.
It's not so much the specific question, the details, but rather doing things for others and doing things like contradictory things.
Yeah. So let's make a sikkum. So we have four biyunim. Where do we have to answer the Manishtana? One, the Cheschaim and other Shainim say that Avodim Hayinu is it's an Nekudah for all the answers, and I guess you understand. They understand on their own. We were taken out. We are Avodim. We were taken out. That's why we do all these things, even though it's not so clear. The Shibuli Alekah wants to say the second beer we do have clear answers. Avodim Hayinu is the answer for the last question of the Subin. That why are we reclining like rich people? Because we were free. Avodim Hayinu, the Eivisher took us out of Mitzrayim. That's why we're reclining like rich people, like free people. And that's also the Ma'aseh Hashem says that's also the answer for a tibble. Why are we doing the dips? Because just like rich people, they have lots of appetizers before the Sudah. And the question of matzah mor that we only have later at the end. That matzah zushan noichem al shema and mor zushan noichem al shema. So that's the second answer on Shebili Aleket. The Ma'aseh Nisim, he gives a third answer that we don't give an answer. He says the question who's asking the question is kids and women. They're the ones asking questions. They're not shaykh to understand the reasons. So we just tell them, just like when you're avodim the pari Mitzrayim, you did what you were told without asking shayla. So do what you're told without asking shayla.
Back in the kitchen.
And the Varvinel, he gives a fourth shot. He says the Shaila wasn't on the Etzim. Why are we doing the Matzah and the Maror, and what's the reasons for it? The question is, why are we doing two extremes? We're doing Zeich l'Shibban and Zeich l'Chidus. Why are we doing both extremes? And that's the answer. The answer is because both these things happen on this night. So these are the four Biurim. Where do you find the tshuva? The answers to the four Biurim. Where do you find the tshuva to the Manishtana? Fine. So going on weiter. So Avodim Hayinu continues. So he says we are Avodim Hayinu Panim in Mitzrayim. They should took us out, and we say V'iloi Hitzak Lishprocho As Avisei Mitzrayim will still be Avodim. So why do we have to say this? So the Shainim explain because this is it's funny to say. First of all, we are Avodim Panim in Mitzrayim. If you're going to ask a Shaila, what is an Agea to us? What happened 1,000 years ago? A few thousand years ago. So we say no, because it's taken again. Because if the Gula didn't happen to them, we would still be there now, and that's why it's relevant to us. So,
I understand what the big Kiddush is.
So you have to take chase. It's like a Vashab Shah, but you have to take chase. Number 5, the Orchis Chaim says, Kalemar, Im Him Amru Kain, Shiyotzi Misham, Taka, they came out of there, Anu Malanu, what does matter to us? Shalehi Nusham, we weren't there. So he says, Hatshuva, Iloi Hitzi, if the Abraham didn't take us out, we would still be Avodim. So he says, Asa Hemshach Advarim, why do we say this? However, the big shaila that Rishonim asks is, we say if the Eibusher didn't take us out, we would still be avodim there. Kilu, the Eibusher didn't have to take us out. The shaila is that Rishonim asks, the Eibusher promised Avram Avinu that he's going to take the Yidden out after 400 years. So what's what?
What's the Chiddush?
Yeah, what's I'm saying? The Eibusher promised he's going to take us out. What's the crazy deal?
Therefore, the Eibusher promised it, so you don't have to thank him?
That's a thank him, but we're making this big deal. If the Eibusher wouldn't have taken us out,
We would still be there. We wouldn't still be there.
But I understand that.
It's all part of an original promise. The promise was that you're
But what does he want us to
and
do?
then I'm going to take out.
To thank him. So is it because he promised doesn't thank him?
Yeah, but the words are
thank
wrong.
you for the beginning of the nest.
The words are wrong.
If
Evil
you took us
hates
out, we'd still be there. No, we wouldn't still be there. You would have found the different.
By his own
As
words.
you promised.
The nusach should be outline on the mevarchim, whatever it is. Evil Hitzi is a Tanai. We would still be there. That's fair lotion.
so the Ritva asks a shaila. At first, he brings out one shot. He doesn't like it. Some want to say when the Eibusher said that 400 years, he said it wasn't a maximum, it was a minimum. He said the Eibusher 400 years, at least 400 years. It could have been longer. So this is number 6. He says, "V'yesh makshin." Number 6, he says, "V'yesh makshin v'hech hashal levakin." How can you say this? We will still be avodim. Shari kvar nishma Hashem yisbarach la'avram bebein abesarim shkeitzin b'seif hazman. He's going to take us out. The b'lei tanai ha'yisad. The Eibusher didn't make any tanais. So he says, "V'yesh leimim shleinos han zman el l'chol ha'pochis." Because 400 years is minimum. V'ha'id. What's the raya? It says, Pasuk says, "The Moshe b'nei Yisrael asher yashav b'Mitzrayim shleishim shana v'arba me'ah shana." So how long were they in Mitzrayim? 430 years. The Eibusher said 400 years, and then the Pasuk comes and says they were in Mitzrayim for 430. So you see that the 400 is only a minimum. It could have been more, and it was more. So this is what he says, but the Ritva doesn't like this. He says, that you can't say Pshat. The 430 years wasn't how long Yidden were Mitzrayim. Yidden were Mitzrayim for 430 years. Rather, that's B'mashi Yashav the Mitzrayim Ubeshar Artzis. The 430 years is what they were Mitzrayim and in the other lands. What? Yeah, and there's Canaan. So right, so he says he can't say he's trying to bring a raya that you see it says they were Mitzrayim 430 years. You see that the 400 is only a minimum, not a maximum. So he says no, it's not pshat because it wasn't 430 years of Golos. So they were in other places also. It wasn't that over there. Satakis, so what's pshat? So he doesn't like this pshat. So he says pshat is, I guess, this is what people were saying before that they were just thinking that Eibusher wouldn't have had made this havtacha. If the Eibusher wouldn't have promised us, we would still be avodim. This he says in the second paragraph. He says Vinira, the Kach Pirushay, Shiloi Hitziana Kadesh Baruch Mitzrayim Kanesh Nishma Avisa, Hitziana Bavtachasay, that if Taka the Abishur wouldn't have promised that he would have taken us out no matter what, and Taka and kept it, Loi Haya Hadara Hu Royally Goyle. We would have not been befitting to, we wouldn't been deserving to be redeemed on our own.
But there was a promise.
Right, he's saying we're saying that if the Abraham wouldn't have promised, we wouldn't have been taken out. Ila he said Kadosh Baruch Hu son of Misham.
Right.
No kasha was about the word.
It's never in the
That's
word.
why it's the last answer.
And he said Kadosh Baruch Hu Misham.
Put in some word today.
The Fisha Lamdu Maisa Eretz Mitzrayim. The Fisha they wouldn't have been deserving. The Fisha Lamdu Maisa Eretz Mitzrayim. The culture came Shayinu Misarvin Bahem Misham Be'elechem. We would have been in that we would have mingled with them too much. And we would have never been deserving to be redeemed. So that's why we're thanking the Eibishter. Other Rishonim, there's a Pirush from one of the Rishonim called Reben Yakar. He says that the Shvuah was taken out tonight. Oh, the Eibishter didn't just stay Stamos. The Eibishter is going to take them out, but of course the Yidden couldn't be Rishonim Gemurim. So he's saying the attack it was possible, but Hashem, yeah.
It's out there the Memte Shari Tumah. That if they'd have stayed there longer, they would have been at the Nun, and this is what the Nun, they wouldn't have been able to get out.
Right.
Slept it to the end.
Yeah. So this is the next shayla is a little bit different, but along the same lines. And we say how they, if the Eibishter didn't take us take our parents out, how they anu v'nei 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 mishubotim. All our children until the end of all generation we would have still been in Mitzrayim. Shayla was talking why I'm saying we would never made it out afterwards. We couldn't have. I'm saying why is it so totally on our elf? It had to be dafka then. It couldn't be later. So. Shema Alkabitz, he says, I'm saying, and the Kuddaz Yusuf, I think what Yusuf I saw quoted about the Nashaitim, I think it's from Chaim Vital, from Arizal. But he says, if the Yidden would have kept them in a state of Mitzrayim any longer, they would have been so sunken into the Tumah and the Avodah Zarah that they wouldn't have been deserving to be taken out. It says in number 7, the Bris Levi from Shema Alkabitz, he says, V'atam, Ki hoyu b'nei Yisrael az if the Avodah Zarah kamesha kasam l'mayla. Yidden in Mitzrayim they were taka serving Avodah Zarah. V'im hoyu b'neihem oid zman ma'at le'kaver. If they would have been there for a bit longer, in suffik shahoyu tzmisus in karim Avodah Zarah. They would have been stuck with Avodah Zarah forever. Ve'in koina matzah leisam. No one would be able to save them. No one would save them. Yan bottle mehem kedusha ve'in mizar Avram. Since they lost the kedusha and they're not considered the zera of Avram anymore. It was a raya. Avram ran away from the Avodah Zarah. The Elu Davkuba, and they ran to the Avodah Zarah. So yeah, so he says that's why they wouldn't have been taken out if they weren't taken out then. There's another there's another Geschmack beer from there's a beer on Hagadah called Maisi Hashem from Eliezer Ashkenazi. I don't know too much about him. So he says a nice word. He says, why would we still be avodim? It could be we would have left Mitzrayim anyways. Mitzrayim didn't last forever. It's not, Pari isn't around anymore. We would have came out eventually. He says, yeah, but Mitzrayim isn't around anymore. Mitzrayim isn't around anymore. Eventually,
because we went out.
So that's what Eva's word. Yeah, we'll see that soon. But see, he says a different word. He says first he explains why. He says first he asks a different shayla. Why did the Gula have to be? Because Biyad Chazaka is running a tuya. Why the Eibishter could have made Pari decide to let the Yidden out? Why did it have to be? Why did it have to be against Pari's ratzin? So he says not because if we didn't be Pari's ratzin, we'd still be meshuban. We would still be a little enslaved to Pari, because just like if a master sets a slave free. He's my slave. I let him go. But everyone knows he's the slave. And he has a karas. He's a mechuyev. A karas atayv. Yeah. So Eibishter wanted to be that we shouldn't have any debts. We shouldn't need to have any akaras atayv to the Mitzrim. It was against our will, and still we're b'nei chayim. We're be'etzma b'nei chayim, not because they decided to let us go. And he said. in number 8, he says, wasn't there many ways the Eibusher could take us out? Either they could have let us out willingly, or it could have been there would have been a Melchama and they would have joined the enemies and ran away. So he says, so why? So what's Pshat? He says, no. So he says, V'ilu loy hitziyanu. He says, Pshat is, the Eibush didn't take us out b'yad chazaka. Reitz aleimar, she'ilu loy hitziyanu b'yad chazaka. Rak b'ritzui. If the Eibush wouldn't have taken out with a mighty hand, rather because the Pari let us out, Amar HaMagid, the Magid of Hagadah says, she'im loy haya mitziyam b'yad chazaka. If he didn't take us out, hayu b'neinu shabadim Pari b'Mitzrayim. We think it would have still been a slave to Pari b'Mitzrayim. How so? How are we still enslaved? We were set free. Because there's no doubt that a slave, which his masters have set him free, forever, that slave, even though he's not going to be called a slave anymore, still he's going to be indebted to his masters. Because for this that they set him free. And his children and his children's children forever, they're all going to be indebted that they set him free. The imlakein kafi teva. It would have been kafi teva. It would have been disrespectful. You don't have a cross teva that people say you're free. And it wouldn't be a complete freedom. So therefore it has to be, so that's why it had to be B'yad Chazaka. And that's also Pshat, why he says, will still be Avodim. It's not Pshat, we'll still be Avodim, we would have never got them free. We would have got them free, either someone else would have set us free, or Pari would have set us free, but Be'etzem, we wouldn't be a B'nei Chaydim Be'etzem. We're never B'nei Chaydim Be'etzem. We're not indebted to the Mitzrayim for letting us go. The only one we're indebted to is the Eibusher. So this is another Geschmack Pshat.
In this case, the Meshubadim is not really necessarily a shibud. It means it's like a
slave mentality.
What's that?
Slave mentality.
Beholden, no, it's like beholden. You owe him something.
You're indebted.
You're indebted. There you go. That's the right way.
Yeah, so Meshubah doesn't mean you're literally enslaved. It means you're indebted to.
Indebted. At least that. At least indebted. So the only way that we had a clean break completely is the Yad Chazaka and Tiana.
Yeah. And there's another nice pshat from the Maisanissim, from the Chavas Das. He says also another var, why do the Eibusher, also addressing the same question, why do they have to be B'yad Chazaka V'Zrei Netuyo, and why will we still be enslaved? So he says that if the Eibusher would have taken us out normally without the whole Grace of Shturim, we would have ended up going back to Mitzrayim. Why?
We almost did anyways a number of times.
So he says the Eibusher knew that Yidden were going to do Avedis. And the Eibusher knew that Yidden were going to do Avedis and they would have issues. And it was like they used up all their schusim, all the issues, all the problems the Yidden made in the Midbar, they lost their schusim. So what was the only taina that Moshe Rabbeinu had to save the Yidden? He said, Lama Yemi Mitzrayim. The Mitzrayim, we're going to say, look at this. The Eibusher made a whole big shturim. He took the Yidden out of Mitzrayim and made a whole big balagan. And then he killed them. He sent them back to Mitzrayim. It was all for a garnish. It's a busha to the Eibusher. It's a busha to the Eibusher. So he said, therefore, the only taina, the reason why that saved the Yidden from going back into Mitzrayim and going back into slavery, Mitzrayim, is because of the shturim, because we want to be covered for the Eibusher, and that's why the Eibusher made it with such a shturim, in order that the Satan should, in order that Moshe Rabbeinu should have an answer for the Satan. This is number 9. He says, why does he say that I have to have it with such a shturim? The Eibusher did this for us, that we should still be around just like today. Because of Parshas V'Schanan, like it says over there. What is it? How so? Since everything is real before the Eibusher, the Eibusher knew that we were going to do many Averis. We would have been deserving to be destroyed. And Moshe Rabbeinu wouldn't be able to ask Rachmim. The only thing the Eibusher could have taken for the Eibusher is not going to be covered for you. What are the Goyim going to say? It's not covered for the Eibusher. And Zehu, why was Moshe being able to do this? Zehu machma shahei b'yad chazaka. The only reason Moshe Rabbeinu was able to tiny this is because the Eibush took us out b'yad chazaka. The niglu le'ein kolin was revealed to everyone. Shahu yisbarich ha'meitzi v'anachnu bana. And everyone saw that the Eibush took us out and we're his children. And then Tak is a busher for the Eibush that he destroys the Yidden after all that. So why does the Eibush have to be in his way? Whereas if it wouldn't have been Yad Chazaka, why Haya Nigla?
He had to give Moshe a way out. No way out for Moshe to give us chus.
The Eibush didn't take us out with such a studim. It wouldn't have been revealed to everyone that the Eibush is one who took us out. And we're the Eibush's children. And if so, there wouldn't be a chil to the Eibush's kavod if he destroyed us. And when the Midas Adin came and said the Eibush Yidden deserve to be destroyed, he wanted to add a taina. And this way ends up that if they didn't take us out to the Yad Chazak, we'd still be enslaved. Because of our Avedas, we would have been enslaved. The only thing that saved us is because the Eibush took us out with such a studim that it's only covered for the Eibush to not send us back into Golos.
These are really two opposite reasons, 8 and 9.
8 was the word that we would be indebted. Yeah. Yeah, the Maisa Nissan, he first brings the Maisa Hashem, brings his beer, he says he doesn't like it, then he gives his beer. Right, so last thing to address is we say we will still be Avodim Hayinu Pari Mitzrayim. So the famous Shaila is that I'm saying there's no Pari anymore, the Pari Mitzrayim which was then isn't here anymore. What's going on? So
what do you mean? If we would be there would be a Pari in Mitzrayim.
That's what that is, right? Yeah, nothing happening. The Avodah is bothered by the Shaila. Taka says you take out the Pari. Just say Avodim Hayinu b'Mitzrayim. He takes out the whole Gersa of Pari. That's in number 10. He says Eksiva Mahamachzer Vitri Deleigar Sinu Mishubadim Hayinu lePari b'Mitzrayim Ela Mishubadim Hayinu lePari and V'chein I'm sure Mishubadim Hayinu b'Mitzrayim V'chein Yira Be'ini. He thinks that's the right Pshat Gersa. Ki Pari Kfar Hoya Meis. He was already passed away, especially in times of the need of Hagadah. If you're going to say that was the name of the kings, all the kings were called Pari, so it's not Dafka that Pari. He says, battles the Hashemi B'neim. They don't use that name anymore. The whole concept of Pari doesn't exist. The name Mechaber Hagadah Zu. On this, when Hagadah was written, it didn't exist anymore.
The whole thing is ifs. So I'm saying the same thing I said before. If we wouldn't have this. But he's talking about Bepale, there's no Pari. But if we would have been Meshubah.
But why? I'm saying they wouldn't have been conquered? They wouldn't have been destroyed by other countries?
No, they would have had us.
We would have held them up.
Yeah,
okay, that's what it was, right? They still some bring down a beer from Hagadah Chukas Pesach that he says Kamoi Pari. It's not Pshat to be the Mam Shavadim Pari. We would have been slaves just like our parents were slaves to Pari Mitzrayim. We would have been slaves to the next country that took over. Avdafke Pari. But you can answer like that. But the Rebbe has a geschmack of it in the Hagadah. In number 11, the Rebbe says, in order to answer our nusach, from the Shaila Avudraham, that we take say Pari, Shabbaton, that he says, Taka, why was Pari Mitzrayim Nisbaton? There's no more Pari anymore. Rebbe says, Shabbaton, Mipnei Shebitzis Mitzrayim Yodar Mitzrayim Migdulosam. Yitzias Mitzrayim was the downfall of Pari. That was the downfall of Mitzrayim. That's why they're not around anymore. After that, they were up and down. They were conquered by other countries. But if the Eibush didn't take the Yidden out, it would be in the same koyach. And the Rebbe brings, you see this verse in the Yalkut Shemini. Yalkut Shemini says in the Segraim, it says, Kishiyatsu Yishal mi Mitzrayim, Batal Malchusin Shal Mitzrayim. Was this battle? First Pari was Shaylet mi Seifa Elam Ad Seifai. And why? Bishvil Kavaidan Shal Yisrael. Mitzad the Kavod of Yisrael that they were enslaved by Mitzrayim. That's why Mitzrayim were the rulers over the world. It's not the Kavod of the Yidden. So this not the Eibush or the game were taken out. I'm saying the Messias was every Golos of the Yidden are in the Golos of the game who are making search for the Yidden are always the superpowers. V'chol hanimusim min hagi hamlucha hayu nishmarim. So if people were still been in Galus, Masad the covered the Yidden, even though we would have been in Galus forever, I guess I should still be chas on our covered, even though we were in Galus forever, and they were still in the superpower. And the Rebbe says you have to say this, even according to the Barbanel. The Barbanel says we take out Pari, but we still leave Mitzrayim. What the Avodim yet? But according to Avodim, it's still shver. What about Mitzrayim? Mitzrayim is also in this battle. They also lost. So the Rebbe says you have to say this word. It says Val Karchas Erch Leimar Kain It's Mashayu Oimrim Gam Lefi Nusach Avodim. Even according to Avodim, we say Mishabadim Hayinu b'Mitzrayim. Even at the time when their whole rulership was lost. So you have to say Pshat is that if the Yidden were over there, they would have been the superpowers.
Mendel, yes, the question, who wrote the Hagadah? The question is not that. The question is, what did the Yidden, what Hagadah